Good day, everyone. Welcome to Virtual Concert Hall's live music channel. I'm Anna Uspinskaya, and I'll be co-hosting today's program for you. In today's program, Music and Musicians from Around the World Live, we will be taking a quick peek preview at the program and the artists on the program, which will be presented next week on Tuesday, November 21st at 7 p.m. at the Weill Recital Hall at Carnegie Hall. And I have with me, helping me to co-host today's program, James Welch, who is the Director of Progressive Musicians. Welcome, James. It's a great pleasure to co-host a program with you.
Hey there. Thanks. Yeah, it's great to be co-hosting with you again. And we're going to be spending a lot of fun time together in the next week at Carnegie Hall, and I'm looking very much forward to it. And so we are here, and we are connecting musicians and audiences in real time and music news from around the globe.
It's been a very long and very exciting journey towards the upcoming gala at the Weill Recital Hall at the Carnegie Hall. Same for musicians who participated in the auditions, for judges, and of course for organizers. We've been working on this tirelessly for the past few months. So in just a short week's time, musicians from over a dozen different countries will convene in New York for rehearsals with the New York Chamber Players Orchestra, directed by Maestro Franci, for rehearsals with collaborators, for various other events. It's a very packed few days, and all of that will be culminating with the presentation of this gala at the Carnegie Hall.
Yes, I can't wait. We'll share Carnegie's famed stage for a celebration of great music from all periods, from many countries and genres. This will be a true feast of great art and a tribute to the music's enormous powers of connecting hearts and dismantling all barriers between people.
Absolutely.
So,
On the
who are
stage.
the artists?
Yeah, who are the artists who will be presenting this program at the Carnegie Hall? Without any further ado, we will introduce some of the people. The program is packed with many musicians from different countries, different instruments, different genres, styles, and it's incredible how really genres and styles are just a form of the music, but the nature and the heart of it is connecting people. Okay, so let's start with Maurizio Mastrini, a pianist who will be flying in from Italy. Maurizio Mastrini is one of the amazing pianists and absolutely incredible composer on the international musical and instrumental panorama. He came to the forefront in the past few years because he plays famous classical masterpieces, starting from the last note backward to the first, for example. That's one of the feats he's been doing. The musical results is astonishing, and the audience can listen to a new piece, having the same notes in the original one, but played backwards. That's one of the things. I'm not sure if he's going to be presenting one of those compositions, but he will be performing 3 of his own compositions with the orchestra. Maurizio's creativity has his roots in the retreat in Umbria, where he lives, far, far away from frantic rhythms of daily life routines. This is exactly what makes him so pure and uncontaminated in his compositions. His compositions are the link between the traditional standards of music and the new contemporary classical music, thanks to his cultural and emotional research that fuses itself in some parts. He's venturing in variety of styles, including, for example, dodecaphony, and some people may not even know what that is, but this is a very interesting musical style. Many of his works are minimalist compositions, others show mathematical conception, and others are constituted by just a few notes. Well, who else did that? If J.S. Bach himself, he wrote an enormous piece just based on the letters of his own name. Just a few quotes about Maurizio. Maurizio is extraordinary, says Steve Orchard, sound engineer at the Air Studios in London. A little bit crazy and a little bit genius, but the genius is 80%, says Corrado Canacini, double bass player from World Concert Artist in London. Phenomenal pianist. Margherita Ferrandina, RAI journalist. Mastrini, madness and brilliance to its pure essence. Fantastic. So we'll hear a short peek preview just so that everyone gets a sense of what Maurizio is going to bring to the program and what that part of the program will sound like if you are at the Carnegie Hall. Isn't that fabulous to get to hear that
goodness.
in person?
I can't wait to hear that on the stage.
Yeah, and let's pull up the link to the Carnegie box office. There are still some tickets available, and I'd like to encourage everyone who's interested to hear this music live in New York. And if you are there next Tuesday, November 21st, please go to this link over there and get your seats.
I just checked the website. There still are a few tickets left, so...
Not a lot last time I checked.
No. I mean, they're selling. It's going to be a pretty full house, and that's going to be exciting too.
That
so
will
get
be
your
very
tickets while you
exciting.
can.
Yeah, very exciting. Okay, James, you want to introduce another
Yes,
of the performers, please?
Another great pianist here, Chris Kalong-au from Australia, and also one of our hosts. And he is a multiple prize winner of the 2021 Sydney Eisteddfod, in particular, earning first prize in all the open age categories of Chopin piano, 19th century piano, and Russian piano. Excuse me. In August 2021, the Young Concert Artists International Piano Competition of the World Piano Teachers Association Thailand awarded Chris the Gold Award and World Piano Teachers Association Thailand Artist Award for his performances of Beethoven and Chopin.
Oh, and we're going to hear him perform Beethoven Concerto, actually, on the program.
Exactly. We're in for a real treat. And he's been celebrated for his intimate dialogue between him and the audience. And Chris is also a first prize winner of the 2020 Sound Espressivo Global Competition, specializing in the Music Ambassador category.
That's a very unique category. I want to insert
tell us
here
about that.
A little bit. This was a category created for people who feel that they have multi skills to present the music in a variety of settings and styles, including lecture recitals and engaging with the audience, and maybe engaging with the audience in partly even performing the music. It's a very open category, and Chris really floored everyone when he entered in that category, and his presentation was really captivating, kept everyone just glued to the screen. He's an amazing communicator, so I'm so looking forward to that.
Yeah, and you'll be able to tune in and hear our rehearsals live this weekend.
Yes.
Well, Sunday and Monday, and you'll get to hear him and many others, and you'll hear exactly what we're saying, because the words that we're describing about him right now and everybody else just doesn't do it justice. You have to hear it. You have to hear it at least on the rehearsals, if not live in Carnegie Hall. And he's just so wonderful, and he's won so many different prizes. And why don't we just play this clip now? And
That's right.
enjoy it.
It's delicious. Oh my, that
Well, that
range of
really is
emotion.
delicious, Anna.
Yeah.
I wow. Okay, now I'm hungry for Beethoven here.
Absolutely. And yes, if you're not able to attend the concert at the Carnegie Hall next Tuesday, you'll get another peek preview because we will be streaming the rehearsals with the New York Chamber Players Orchestra on Sunday and Monday from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's a very interesting way to see how musicians prepare, what kind of mistakes they make, including the conductor in the orchestra and the soloist, how they handle that, how they prepare before they step on the stage, and everything just becomes absolutely glorious and perfect. How do
Got,
we get to the perfect?
gotta love how a group like that and how soloists like that just show you like the inside of like how the preparation process goes. I mean, maybe not from like learning note by note, but like just by them putting it all together and figuring out how to just mesh together, and it's just a fun time
Yeah,
every.
and even just a
Yeah,
simple technical detail. How do we start the large group, the orchestra, the soloist, the conductor, everyone? How do they even start at the right spot together?
exactly.
I'm not going to tell you how. You got to
No,
watch the
nope,
rehearsals.
nope, nope.
Now,
We can't divulge all the details here.
that's right. Now, just a few words about the New York Chamber Players Orchestra and Maestro Franci, who is from Italy and currently residing in New York in the United States. He debuted as a pianist at the Carnegie Recital Hall a while ago in 1998. With Italian music magazine Musica compared him to Glenn Gould and Arturo Benedetti Michelangelo. How appropriate, Michelangelo is Italian mountain of a pianist. Maestro Franci hails from Tuscany and now resides in New York City, as I said. When he's not performing the works at the Tribeca Music Studio, his teaching studio for aspiring pianists, singers, and conductors. He started his concert career in Italy with appearances in Teatro Comunale, Teatro San Filippo di Torino, Circolo della Musica di Bologna, and Teatro Comunale di Ferrara. When Maestro Franci is not performing as a featured pianist or soloist or conductor, he's devoting his time to recording albums, and he recorded quite a few of them, including complete works for piano by Igor Stravinsky. And he established New York Chamber Players Orchestra with the help of a board of directors, and since then the orchestra gained a lot of attention on the New York scene, which is not an easy feast, as New York scene is teeming with excellent musicians and ensembles. The Chamber Players Orchestra had its debut at the Carnegie Concert Hall in New York City in May 2004, and will be celebrating its 20th anniversary in the next year. And since then, the orchestra has performed all around New York City and surrounding areas, including many times at the Carnegie Hall and Divina Center and other prestigious venues. We are absolutely thrilled to be collaborating with the New York Chamber Players Orchestra and with Maestro Franci, and we're forever grateful for this ensemble's incredible support of musicians in these formats of performances, some orchestras may just not even be interested in performing a gala kind of concert. And musicians of the New York Chamber Players Orchestra are extremely supportive of the format and of all the musicians, different ages, different styles coming from all over the world. They are very welcoming. A true representation of the true hospitality of New York and New York music scene. So thank you all very much. We will hear a little clip from the orchestra and conducted by Maestro Franci. That's a very interesting event. That's where the orchestra presented a full concert of newly composed music by living composers, and that's another incredible.
They play a lot of new music, I think.
Yeah, that's incredibly. They're so supportive of living composers and present music by living composers. And in fact, there will be 3 premieres at the gala at the Carnegie Hall next week, of which I believe the orchestra is presenting 2.
Yeah.
Is that right, James? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's 2. Yep, indeed. Yep. And we can't wait. I'm on pins and needles. I mean, I've heard little previews of each, but hearing it in person, I mean that's you can't beat that sometimes.
Yeah, you gotta have a hybrid. Us talking here online and presenting snippets of it can only serve as a peek preview, but you gotta get to the Carnegie Hall and be part of it in person, of course, to fully appreciate the program. Now, with our next performer,
we have more pianists. Jennifer Wang from China and the U.S. And Jennifer piano. Jennifer Wang, I'm tripping over my words here. She is a professional pianist, accompanist, and collaborator based in New York and the D.C. area, as well as the coordinator and administrator assistant at the Summit Music Festival. She received her master's at Manhattan School of Music in New York. Jennifer has won numerous competitions, both in solo and chamber, performing at the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C., Merkin Concert Hall in New York, Palazzo de Priori in Italy, Di Capo Aria Theater in New York, Embassy of Italy, Mexican Cultural Institute, and so many places all over. And she's just a wonderful person and pianist, and we can't wait to hear her play. And I think we should hear her play right now if we roll the clip. Standing ovation follows that. Can you believe that's wow. That's
A little thin woman with that much power and that much passion, and she'll fill that hall.
wow. It's like the battle of the pianos there. I mean, and she's
Well,
winning.
She's winning definitely. Well, thanks to Prokofiev's incredible writing, he gives the pianist all these opportunities to really let it go. But you got to have something to let go with. She's incredible.
Indeed. Wow.
And Jennifer will be performing not the Prokofiev concerto this time. It'll be the Song Concerto number 2. Can't wait to hear that. And again, if you're not in New York next Tuesday, and if you can't attend in person the concert, you're welcome to watch the rehearsals, which we will be streaming live from the Piano rehearsal space studios on Lincoln Square, right across the Juilliard, and it'll be streamed worldwide on all of the platforms on Sunday and Monday between 3 and 7 p.m. Eastern Standard. We are presenting the next artist who will be flying into New York from Sweden, Sophie Duner. She's a Swedish singer, improviser, and composer. She travels to perform internationally. Her most recent act is her new solo show, a blend of, now hear that, a blend of jazz influenced by world music and contemporary classical writing, with performances spanning from the infamous CBGBs to the 13th and 14th annual Charles Mingus Festival in New York City, to Buenos Aires Festival de Música Contemporánea La Plata, as well as Festival of Modern in Sweden. Sophie has been a composer in residence with US-based new music group Present Music. CD recordings include The City of My Soul, together with the UK-based string quartet, the Kalina Quartet. It's produced by legendary Grammy Award-winning producer Michael Haas from Parma Recordings. And I think we had another artist who was recorded by Michael Haas a few programs back. Sophie is also a frequent collaborator of composers Concordance in New York City. And during the fall of 2021, just 2 years ago, she toured with Dutch composer Jacob TV, premiering his The Freedom Songs at Concertgebouw in Amsterdam. And I want to add that Sophie Duner is a unique interpreter of contemporary music, and for that reason, she has attracted some of the greatest composers living who write compositions specifically with her interpretation in mind. Now that reminds me of Mozart, who wrote his Queen of the Night with the specific vocalist, with specific singer in mind, who actually was able of that kind of coloratura. Now try performing the pieces which Sophie Duner is performing, which are written for her. You might need to take a few more lessons, just like modern singers who attempt the Queen of the Night. She is absolutely incredible in both technique, presentation, and artistry, and she's also an absolutely captivating artist on stage. It'll be a memorable, unforgettable performance.
It's definitely a piece of theater when you hear and see her perform.
Absolutely. She's one with music. Her entire being is one with music when she's presenting it. It's a combination of extremely virtuosic singing and different styles and dance and acting on stage. I don't even know how to put it all together. You got to see it. She's
just a performer of the theater, all inclusive.
And very unique. Very unique.
And also with her piece that will be with string quartet is one of the premieres.
Oh yeah, that'll be a premiere in New York.
Her own piece.
Of her own composition, that's right. And it'll be performed by the author, Sophie Duner, who is a mezzo-soprano, and with a quartet from the New York Chamber Players Orchestra. Let's hear a little bit of it.
Oh, when the trumpet sounds, it's gone. Oh, I want to be in that number when the saints go marching in. Oh, when the new is revealed, oh, when the new world is revealed, oh, when the new world is revealed, oh, when the new, oh, when the new is revealed, oh, how I want to be in that number where the saints sing.
Oh my
That's
God.
neat. Yeah, and that's just a preview of what she can do. And I'm in the hair and makeup. Oh wow, I've never seen that clip, and that was fun.
Yeah, everything about Sophie is pure artistry. She really dedicates her whole being to the pieces she performs. She's incredible. Make sure you go to this website if you would like to see these artists in person and experience the in-person feeling and impact which they bring on stage of the Weill Recital Hall of Carnegie Hall. And James, to you, introducing
Another
the next
pianist, Antien Jang from Canada. And Antien is a 16-year-old pianist from Ontario, Canada, and I think maybe she's 17 now. But
could be. Mm-hmm.
But a still remarkable musician and scientist. She won a bronze medal representing Canada at the 34th International Biology Olympiad. She was featured in the 30 Under 30 Canadian Classical Musicians by the CBC. And Antien set a record by earning the, I hope I said this right, Licenciate Diploma with distinction from the Royal Conservatory of Music at the age of 10.
That's impossible.
I've heard of people getting that, but not at 10.
That's right, not a 10.
And she has performed at prestigious venues, including Carnegie Hall and Steinway Hall in New York, and has won numerous music awards, including the Sound Espressivo Globe competition. Additionally, she has received a full scholarship to the Morningside Music Bridge program at New England Conservatory in Boston, and she's just wonderful. I know that we've had her on the Sound Espressivo features at least once. Was it a few months ago where she performed a live recital here online?
Yeah, absolutely. That was her Laureate Recital. That's one of the awards for people who participate and are awarded that by the judges panel from the Sound Espressivo Global competition. And more of this competition is coming up this season. So consider applying one of the awards. And there are multiple awards in the season. And one of those is a full, completely produced recital on the virtual stage of virtual concert halls, and Antien was one of the laureates, and she received a whole stack of awards from the judges, including that one. And her performance was a few months ago. Exactly, it was available for replay. She's an absolutely
so well
pianist.
polished and poised, and just presentation all around, and it's going to be a really wonderful grace on the stage.
She's the name to watch, that's for sure.
Indeed.
I mean, it's probably difficult for someone like Antien to decide whether she wants to be a pianist or a scientist or many other things. She seems to be gifted in multiple areas, and the music world will potentially lose a phenomenal pianist if she decides to go into science, but then it'll be the science's win, and vice versa. So she's still young, and she will decide what's the best for her going forward. As of now, we can all watch the name and enjoy her incredible artistry. Incredible. And what else she's going to be performing? Of course, one of the nearly impossible pieces for piano by Franz Liszt, the La Campanella.
Oh, I never get tired of that piece, and she's gonna bring it to a whole new life. It's gonna be
Yes,
great.
she will. And I will be introducing the next artist, Ariel Levi from Israel. Ariel is a very young 20-year-old saxophonist from Israel, and he's based all over the world. Last time he was auditioning, he was joining from France. So I don't even know which country to name, but I know originally he's from Israel. He grew up in a very small town in which saxophone education was very poor. But with his enthusiasm, he managed to improve his study at the Stricker Conservatory in Tel Aviv. And last year, after 5 years study in Tel Aviv, he was accepted to study in Brussels with incredible Vincent David, one of the greatest saxophonists today. While in Tel Aviv, Ariel won competitions, which were national Israel competitions. And then with moving to Brussels, his career and his study are blossoming. And he's getting more and more recognition, one of which was being awarded a laureate at the Carnegie auditions. We can't wait to hear his incredible performance. He's bringing very interesting repertoire. But let's hear a little preview.
Woohoo!
And if anyone ever doubted the ability of saxophone to really uplift you, there it is. What an energy! What an incredible performance! I love Ariel's playing. It's just so masterful.
He sounds
And
like a symphony himself.
he does.
I mean, a saxophone has that stereotype as like just like a jazz instrument, and I mean, it definitely just shows the whole body
Ra-
of the instrument,
the
in his
whole range of
presentation
what,
and
yep,
yeah,
what
yeah, the whole
instrument-
range of possibilities.
Exactly, and
And
of course, studying with Vincent David is definitely helping Ariel to achieve the heights. And he said, with enthusiasm, that's a key word: enthusiasm and passion. That's the key to these incredible heights.
Yeah,
Can't
and I
wait
believe
to
he's
hear.
only 20.
He's only 20, very young.
That's, I mean, and he's already sounding like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, amazing. Well,
And
we
he's performing the piece by Debussy, correct?
Yeah, there's a Rhapsody for saxophone by Debussy that I never even knew. I mean, we all know the famous clarinet Rhapsody.
That's right.
And I just thought he was playing that on saxophone, and I look and I was like, oh, there's another one. And there's a few different arrangements for different instrumentations with orchestra. So we'll be hearing one of those great arrangements and his wonderful performing.
And again, I want to applaud New York Chamber Players Orchestra and Maestro Franci for being so open to bring all
Yes.
this new or not mainstream music, and being willing to learn. Those are not easy pieces, so the orchestra musicians are really drilling their parts right now to be able to
Indeed.
perform that. And from my own personal experience, playing an ensemble with saxophone usually requires quite a bit of virtuosity on all the collaborators' parts.
It's some of the most detailed and difficult music.
Yeah.
Maybe not always to play, but to put together. And
Exactly.
yeah.
Now we're moving on to presenting the last performer for our today's program. Now the program at the Carnegie Hall is packed with artists. These are not all of the people who will be on stage.
These are 8 of the 25.
Exactly. So there will be part 2 and part 3, and there will be, of course, the rehearsals of the New York Chamber Players Orchestra, which we stream on Sunday and Monday between 3 and 7 p.m. Catch that online live on any of the platforms, because then you'll get the peak preview of the pieces which will be performed with the orchestra.
Or
James,
meet us live on next week Tuesday in
Absolutely.
the
If you're in
Recital
New
Hall.
York-
Next week Tuesday at 7 p.m. Weill Recital Hall. We still have tickets left. And
That's right.
We'd
And,
love to have you there.
Thanksgiving week is not a bad week to spend in New York. It gets dressed up for Christmas and for other holidays and upcoming holidays. It's beautiful.
And it's
So-
not supposed to be too cold. I looked at the weather.
Yeah, the
40s
ro-
and 50s, which is okay. I mean,
Yeah.
no snow. Not yet. Knock on wood here.
At least
But,
not in the forecast. That's right. And New York kind of got a little bit slower over the pandemic and right after, but it's coming back to life. It's one of the best places for food.
Yeah.
The restaurants are just incredible. Okay, well, don't get me on it.
I need to go to New York less then. No.
That's right.
Even though I love the food. Yeah.
Yeah, starve yourself right after you come back.
Yep.
Let's
Well,
present our next musician.
Yeah, we have Ralitza Cholakova, and she's from Bulgaria and Canada. She is an internationally renowned Ottawa-based violinist and violist, and she currently is an instructor of both instruments at the City of Ottawa Carleton University and Canada's Music Academy. She's performed as a soloist with orchestra at chamber music series and festivals in over 25 countries. She was nominated for the Premier's Award for Excellence in the Arts in 2018. In 2017, she was nominated for the Governor General Person's Case Award. Ralitza has recorded many highly acclaimed albums, including Ballad of the North, an album featuring music by Canadian female composers and distributed by SOCAN on 135 radio stations worldwide.
Wow.
Wow. Wow.
That's really good.
She has CDs out and with rave reviews, and during the pandemic she has participated online in local and international festivals. In 2021 she performed at the National Prayer Breakfast, a yearly event held under the combined authority of speakers of the Senate and the House of Commons. In 2022 she premiered a composition, Prayer for Peace, commissioned for her by Evelyn Strubeck at the Laureate Gala at Carnegie Hall, and that was on our very first Laureate Gala last
That's
year.
right.
And she'll be back with us again, performing Beethoven's Romance with the New York Chamber Players, and we are so looking forward to it because she is just amazing, and she's just full personality and wonderful person, and always brings so much joy to the room that she is in with her playing and just with her being, and we're looking forward to having her back and hearing her play. And enough talk. Let's roll the clip and you'll see what I mean.
Yeah. Ah, that's heart melting.
It's one of my favorites for the violin.
Yeah.
And I don't think I've ever heard it live with orchestra. I've heard recordings, but it's just I think it's beautiful with piano and with orchestra.
Absolutely.
There's just so many different things about it. I mean, some things sometimes it's like you can't beat it with orchestra, but this I think it's an equal match with that piece.
Yeah, and at the concert at the Carnegie Hall, Laureates will be performing this with the orchestra, and
The Beethoven Romance.
but yeah, the Beethoven
Yep,
Romance.
and that's going to be gorgeous and glorious, and you just heard all of her sensitivity there.
Absolutely.
Wow.
So this is all the musicians we're presenting today, and this is only 8 soloists and performers who out of 25, 24.
I believe it's 25. I don't know, I have to
25.
go back and count, but yeah.
That's right. So we'll need to come back here with part 2 and part 3 and present more. But if you are in New York, please check out the Carnegie Hall box office. Last time I checked, just before the program, there were still a few seats available, and the orchestra and some seats on the balcony. But if you are not in New York, and if you are even in New York but interested in seeing a little bit of the behind the scenes, how musicians prepare for the stage like Carnegie Hall, we will be streaming the New York Chamber Players Orchestra rehearsals on Sunday and Monday between 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. Eastern Standard. Tune into many of our channels and on various platforms and find out how the orchestra, the conductor, and the soloist work together in preparation for such an prestigious stage performance. Now, before we separate and finish this program, I wanted to just let everybody know of upcoming events, and I'm sure a lot of people, well, we know a lot of people are wondering, okay, this is all great and wonderful, but we're not only the audience, we're also musicians, and we would like to get involved. So how to get involved? Go to our websites or click on any of our programs. We do explain how to get involved with many of our upcoming events. There are auditions for variety events. Ensembles, laureate ensembles are coming up. Auditions, deadlines, I believe, December 15th for various ensembles, which will be held on 2 dates. One date is in April and the other date on July 1st. Those will be, again, performances at the Carnegie Hall, preceded by 2 days of intensive workshops. If you joined those ensembles, and these are small 20 people ensembles limited to 20 musicians in each, you will be working with some of the absolutely world best artists and musicians from different countries on the music which is posted on our website. You can see which pieces the ensemble will prepare. You will participate in master classes, workshops, lecture recitals. You will have an opportunity also to work one-on-one with our music directors of the ensembles, not full lessons, but in the master class settings. And of course, you will make a lot of connections with other musicians from around the world, and you will be performing as a group, as part of the Laureate Ensemble on the Carnegie Hall stage. You will receive the video of that performance, and of course medals and certificates for winning an opportunity to perform and to be part of this program. So Laureate Ensembles at Carnegie Hall, the auditions are coming up. The audition process includes a very interesting part, which is stepping on a virtual stage from the comfort of your own location, whether it's home or your studio or concert hall. We had musicians performing from churches, concert halls, universities, everywhere, including a closet. And one of the laureates actually performed in the first round, being in the attic in her home in a closet, and she was a phenomenal flutist. That didn't impact her ability to win.
I had a student take Zoom lessons in her shower because it was the best acoustics.
Yeah.
She just had to stand in the shower
right.
itself, and she sounded like she was in a cathedral.
That's right. Well, speaking of even level, most of the time, like in the past, competitions and auditions were looking for an objective even level. So everyone is in quote unquote the same conditions, on the same stage, same time limit, same. What we perceive as an even field is quite the opposite. Even field meaning every one of the musicians have an opportunity to choose the environment, the length of pieces, the repertoire, which they believe represents them the best. And like you said, for one of the maybe wind players or for a vocalist, maybe a shower is the best acoustic environment. Why deprive them of an opportunity to present them that way, so that they don't feel restricted by some objectively imposed criteria? So that's, but don't get me on that. These are specifics of how we change the world of auditioning and performing and competing. So anyway, if you are interested in these performances and other opportunities, and specifically in the 7 different ensembles which will be performing at the Carnegie Hall, and working with absolutely astounding musicians from around the world, apply, visit our websites, make sure you look at the dates and that they don't conflict with your schedule, and don't worry if they do conflict with your schedule, then you
there's
have
multiple dates and
multiple dates and
It's
opportunities, and James,
something
I'll yield
be
to
available. Yeah.
you. Exactly. In our season, there's something of availability for anyone. Really, just pick and choose.
Yeah, I might add, just quickly with the ensembles, it's very much, if you're a teenager, it's very much like going to All-State. Like, you go rehearse with the group for a couple of days and perform, only it's at Carnegie. And, I've done plenty of those when I was a kid and in college and, summer programs. And, some of the relationships I made with people there, are still lifelong friends. From like 20, 30 years ago, even the ones that didn't go into music. We still have great connections and work together in some way and have great times to share. And it's just building memories and building experience. And it's so much fun.
Absolutely.
And
yep.
We have more opportunities. This isn't all. We have the Cold Orchestra, and that is an opportunity.
Cold Orchestra is back. Our new season of auditions for classical musicians is now available. Performance opportunities for students, young professionals, and seasoned artists.
Perform a concerto with orchestras around the world. We have 4 orchestras this season. Perform with orchestras throughout the US, Czechia, and Egypt. New this season, opportunities for composers to have their orchestral works recorded by the Boulder Symphony Orchestra, mastered and distributed on the world's most known music streaming platforms.
Audition live from the comfort of your own home. Get live evaluations from expert judges and expand your online presence through our international internet broadcasts. Additional award and performance opportunities are also available. Visit our website for full details. Don't miss out on these wonderful opportunities to advance as a musician and perform on a world-renowned stage. We look forward to hearing your performances.
Oh, that video said it better than I could right now. So,
Okay, so I was director
now I
felt
think about it,
like she made a mistake. She did actually good service.
No, she did me a favor. Because believe it or not, that's my voice on there anyway. It's just digitally
Really?
altered.
No
Yep.
way.
Yep. So we got that whole Stadium WrestleMania voice going, but it explained it better than I could right now. So. Great. But yeah, if you're interested in applying, the deadline for that is December 15th for the Western New York Chamber Orchestra, the Zlin Symphony, and Cairo Opera Orchestra. We also have the Boulder Symphony Orchestra, which will be later. I believe that's March 1st. But check out our website, coldorchestra.com, for details. You can always email us with questions about repertoire and auditions. And again, with these auditions, we just want to see the best representation from you in the, particularly in the preliminary. Send your best video, and then we bring you.
It doesn't have to be concerto.
It doesn't. Yeah. It could be anything that you've played that you feel is your best, and then we bring you into the live auditions, and you would play what you would want to play if selected.
And during the live auditions, you will meet the judges who will be commenting live, and maybe most importantly, you will meet the music director of each of the orchestras, and so you will be able to meet with them and ask the questions, get their feedback, and we encourage everyone to network during those auditions. Every one of the musicians who are on our judges panel, including music directors of those orchestras, are very open to collaborating, to making new connections and fostering future collaborations and participating in new projects.
I have to mention this has been really fun today. Getting ready for the gala and seeing everything else coming forward, and just hearing the highlights.
Yeah, we're just a few short days from the really exciting whole conglomerate of events involving preparations, the last stretch of preparations and the gala itself.
We're streaming on multiple platforms here, and hopefully reaching audiences everywhere. We are reaching audiences everywhere. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitch. All of them, and it's just fun to know that we're everywhere, and you can message us on any of these. We also have a tremendous amount of support here, and
from many companies all around the world, which are adding their energy and their projects, their financial support, and all kinds of support, including incredible awards for musicians in addition to those performances which were mentioned. And on the screen now we have so many logos you can hardly even read them, but you can go to our website and learn more about these incredible organizations, which are based on every continent, providing scholarships, connections, album publications, management, you name it, promotion, various services, videos, photo shoots. It's just overwhelming, and we're blessed with so much of support for our endeavors and our projects. So I think we're running out of time. We have still a lot we prepared to show. Maybe we'll just show the intro, a very short preview of the ongoing presentation of Beethoven 9 symphonies, Magnificent 9. Let's just do a short clip in case someone is interested to find out what it is.
It is terse, it is compact. Its dynamic energy is concentrated into a mere 9.5 minutes of music, the shortest opening movement of Beethoven's 9 symphonies. And it's all the more stunning because of the bold, unprecedented way in which it begins. Known to practically every living being on Earth. It's that powerful. And if you slow the music way down, there's your appoggiatura that suspends. Another one. And another one as it ascends. Another. But instead, Beethoven uses this sequence to drive the music ahead into the first thunderous passage of the work, straight C minor.
So I love those vids. They're just great. He's so descriptive, and he's got a great voice, and
absolutely captivating voice.
So well educated on that. You shouldn't miss these.
There's absolutely no better way than to get into the depths of Beethoven and experience the emotions almost like from within his creative process than with the guidance of Lawrence Rapchak's wonderful storytelling and our fabulous team's wonderful visual storytelling. So these are the Magnificent 9 films which Virtual Concert Halls created in collaboration with Architects of Music, and they are an ongoing program. You can catch those chapters of those films on Thursdays and Sundays at 12 noon Eastern Standard, and you can watch replays, of course, if you didn't catch them during your lunchtime or during your tea time, if you are in the United Kingdom. We completely ran out of time. I can see my directors going like.
Yeah, and it's like it's our lunchtime and tea time now.
Exactly. So I want to say many thank yous to our fabulous team of Virtual Concert Halls,
yes.
producers and directors, brava, everyone behind the scenes. We have wonderful people, musicians, professional musicians. That's why these programs are so smooth and so supportive of music in how they flow. Musicians just have a very special way of feeling the tempo, the flow, the climaxes, and all of that. Time management. No, not really time management. But thank you, team, for your absolutely amazing creativity and for producing these programs. On the back end today, we had Ante Božić-Kudrić as our senior director of shows, Jennifer Wong as our junior director of shows, and Gian Ricardo Pera as our junior director of shows. Thank you all very much. James, great pleasure to be co-hosting with you.
Likewise. Always
yeah.
a pleasure. Yeah, this is fun, and looking forward to much more co-hosting in person in New York.
That's right.
Yeah.
And again, we are looking forward to seeing everyone who is able to make it to the physical brick walls of the Carnegie Hall, or the tickets are still available on the website. Let's put it up somewhere there, if we can. Yes.
There we go.
Thank you, Ante. Thank you, Jennifer. And with that, we're going to say goodbye, but not for very long. We'll see you again soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.